personal care, we know what we're talking about. Matt Gibbs in the guys over at Sunrise Automotive will treat you right. We'll treat you right.
All right, 5 minutes after 10 o'clock, Matt Gibbs is in the studio. And, of course, Matt is from Sunrise Automotive. He owns Sunrise Automotive. He owns Crossroad Auto Sales, so you can get your car fixed or just simply get a new car. And he is my mechanic. And the show is called Auto Repair with Personal Care. And he just showed me something that we have in common, that his son is handsomer than him. My son is handsomer than me. So we have that in common.
Hello. Joey
is in the studio. You've heard a lot about Joey, and so good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Good. Let me make sure I got your. That microphone is a weird one, so I got to turn it way up. Try it now.
Can you hear me now?
Well, hardly. Hold on. I got to turn it way up. Now try it.
How about now?
Yeah, that's much better. Yeah, that's a different kind of a microphone. Now
I can see that.
Now I'm over modulating my own. So, is it working, Robin? I mean, is it lined up? I mean, is it turned on? Yeah. Okay. So how you doing, Matt?
I'm doing good, Larry. How are you?
Good. I'm hollow sounding now because of something. All right. This afternoon I'm driving to Gainesville.
Okay.
Yeah. I need to bring my car to you. I'm afraid even to go to Gainesville because it's got this this noise. Remember the noise that would go away after I drove a little while?
Yeah.
It doesn't go away anymore.
Oh, good.
Now it's
good.
there all the time.
Good.
So what do you think that is? Do you remember when you changed the oil last time I said?
Yeah, but I need to listen to it
I think you said it was the timing chain.
That could be.
That's not going to fall off, right?
No.
So you think it's just sludge that's in there somewhere?
Well, I don't know. I got to listen to it. I got to remember.
Well, let me kind of imitate it for you. Ready?
Oh, here we go.
Sounds like that. Does that help at all?
Yeah, it sounds like a boat motor that doesn't have the motor fully in the water as it's running down the lake.
So Joey, are you in any races? You do a lot of races still, right?
Yes, sir. I gotta go to New Jersey Wednesday.
Do you always get questions asked about the wheelchair? Do you always get that? I mean, we know, but I don't know if our listeners know.
What type of questions are we asking?
Like, how come? Why are you in a wheelchair? How did that happen?
I do. A lot of young people ask me, and I'd rather someone ask me than just kind of look at me and just kind of stare and think. So I'm very open to let them ask me, and I'll give them the answer.
Something you have to. That's just part of your life now, right? And how long ago did the accident happen?
September 18th of 2008.
It's a day you'd like to forget, right, man?
It's a day you can't forget.
Wow. But you're okay now, right?
Oh, absolutely.
You get around okay. It's amazing that you drive. It's amazing that you still race. Mm-hmm. It's amazing that you still want to race. That's what's amazing to me.
Yeah, that passion has never gone away, and I don't think it will.
Did the fact that you don't have use of your legs change which vehicles you want to race in? Like, is it more fun to race? You got hurt on a motorcycle, right?
Yes, sir.
So you couldn't ride a motorcycle anymore, could you?
I could, but I think my parents would be divorced if I did.
Oh.
So, my mama.
We wouldn't be divorced. I'd be widowed because she'd be widowed.
She'd be widowed, yeah.
Yeah, because she'd kill me.
But I'd still be riding, so, whatever.
How old are you?
18.
Wow. Well, good for you.
Yes, sir.
So did you graduate already?
Yes, sir, from Vanguard.
Oh, wow. Well, good for you. And what's in the future for you?
Right now I'm just planning on just going to CF and get my AA, and then if I'm still in this chair, I'm gonna take. I got scholarship offers from Penn State, Arizona, and Illinois.
Is that right?
So just take one of them offers and just continue my education.
If you're still in the chair, does that mean there's hope that you might be out of the chair?
I put my hope in God, and doctors say you're in this chair, but you just can't listen to doctors sometimes.
So you must have got your good looks from your mother and your belief in God from your father, I'm guessing.
Oh, a little bit of both from each.
A little bit of both from each. I'm just teasing, Matt. I'm your dad. Don't you hate when people refer to you as your first name when they're talking to your children?
No, that's okay.
Your dad.
I'm okay.
Your dad. Well, anyway. So, any races in the near future?
After New Jersey, it's gonna probably take a couple-week break and just do a whole bunch of 5Ks around Ocala and just kind of travel and do some road races. But nothing really planned.
And it doesn't scare you at all, Matt? He's out racing?
Oh, no.
Do any of your other children race?
Well, all three of the boys race motorcycles, and then they got into later in life and discovered girls and discovered other things, and actually they got tired of getting hurt all the time, broken this and torn that.
Wow. Did you do that when you were younger?
I did a little bit, but not at the level that these guys did it.
Wow. Your dad, if I can brag about it, is a genius, and the most fair man I've ever met as a mechanic. Not that I've met fairer men in other fields, but I mean, your dad really won me over with his fairness, because I know nothing about cars. I'm not even sure where to put the key sometimes. But so I have to depend on somebody who's going to be honest with me. That's why I love your dad. All right, you ready for some phone calls?
Yeah, let's take a phone call.
Good morning. You're on the air with Matt and Joey.
Good morning, Matt, Joey. I'm hearing in more and more nonsense on the various medias, including the internet, that the government is now warning or mandating that all new cars have transponders in there in these vehicles, so that they know where you are 24/7, and they can tax you according to the miles that the transponder says you have driven. And I'm just curious whether you have heard the same thing or not. I do know that a lot of cars today have stored information that can be retrieved after a vehicle crash, and i.e. they can stop a car if it's been stolen and things like that. I'm just wondering about this deal with the government mandate to tax us according to the miles that we drive, and that's it.
Well, Sonny, I haven't heard that much about they're going to mandate. They have ideas. They definitely have the technology. I mean, everybody driving around in a GM car with OnStar, that car has the technology to unlock the doors if you lock the keys in it. It has the technology to track you, to find you, call the police if you're in case of an accident. So, but as far as them, taxing you on what you drive and how far you drive, I think there's going to be an issue with that because of privacy stuff, and a lot of the privacy laws. And for every side of government that wants, there's another side of government that is going to buck it, is going to fight it. Right. And so I don't know where this is all going to go. I know as a used car dealer, when we finance a lot of our cars ourselves, we install trackers, and there's some stuff that's been through the government and legislation and stuff like that, saying that it should be illegal for us to be able to track them and all that. So there's there's always.
But you know what? I guess if I could argue on their behalf, not that I want to, but I'm just trying to hear the other side of the story in my head. If you're not buying gasoline, then you're not paying gasoline taxes, and so somebody has to pay for the roads, and we pay for the roads when we buy gasoline. Which is why I think it's absurd. There's a, did I ever tell you about this? There's a rest area, I think it's on the way to Tampa, and they have parking spaces closest to the door reserved for whatever
alternative fuel cars.
Yeah, alternative fuel cars. Hello, you the ones paying for the roads and for the service plaza, by the way, get to park farther away, right?
Yeah.
So. I guess in a way, I could see that if they were going to tax cars that didn't use gasoline based on whatever the transponder tells them how far they've driven, I don't know.
I mean, I don't know either.
Because you could argue, why am I paying as much going 4 miles a day as the guy who drives 100 miles a day?
Right.
So that would be a way to answer that question. The number to call right now is 622-9622 if you want to be on the air with Matt and Joey. Can you believe it's already time for the mid-break?
Oh my gosh!
All right, so we'll take a little break and we'll be right back, and we'll pick Joey's brain a little bit more.
All right, it sounds good.
Are you a mechanic as well?
No.
No.
I'm not.
You drive them, but you don't know how to fix. You didn't get that from your dad.
That was the relationship between me and my dad. I was the driver, and he was the fixer.
Oh, he's like the pit crew, your own personal pit crew.
Yes, sir.
Oh, wow. All right, we'll be right back. This is The Source, WOCA Ocala.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Clouds and some sunshine today with a couple of heavy thunderstorms around during the afternoon and evening hours. The high today 90 to 94, and partly to mostly cloudy later tonight, though 73 to 77. Tomorrow, intervals of clouds and sun with a thunderstorm or two around, mainly during the afternoon and evening hours. The high 90 to 94. And for Wednesday, partly sunny with an afternoon thunderstorm, high 88 to 92. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
If you're anything like I was, the thought of getting older was the last thing on your mind. But here we are. For me, it started slowly. The lack of energy, never being in the mood. And when I was, I could never perform at my best. I tried the pills and other treatments with minimal results, and all but given up on my sex life. Then I found the doctors at New Male Medical Center. Wow, they made a new male out of me. Feel like I'm 25 again. I have renewed vigor, so much more energy, and no longer worry about my performance. New Male treated me like my situation was one of a kind, with a custom treatment plan that really works. I feel great. They can create one for you too. It does not matter if you suffer from low testosterone, erectile dysfunction, or just want to last longer. New Male will help you.
Call New Male Medical Center today at 352-404-4779. 352-404-4779. That's 352-404-4779. It will change your life. 352-404-4779.
We're saving thousands with Robert Palmer.
So rule number one is always shop around. Always shop around. If you're trying to get a mortgage, if you're trying to get the best credit card, if you're looking at student loans, cell phone bills, you name it, rule number one is always shop around. Always shop around.
That's rule number one, just one more vital part of fighting back to stop being a financial zombie. Yes, you can take the mystery out of the complicated world of finances. Take charge when it comes to your money. Listen in on The Source in 96.3 FM and 1370 AM, Saturdays at 12:05.
Legally Yours, brought to you by Fuller & Fuller Attorneys at Law. On the air every Wednesday morning at 10:30 a.m. with John Fuller, a board-certified civil trial lawyer for over 25 years. John welcomes your questions, from business to complex family matters to legal disputes. So tune in every Wednesday morning at 10:30 a.m. for Legally Yours with John Fuller, right here on WOCA 1370 AM and 96.3 FM, The Source. Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my
too.
seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new
Yep,
trunk,
we can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
All right, 18 minutes after 10 o'clock, Matt Gibbs is in the studio with Joey Gibbs. And if you've heard Matt talking about Joey before, then you know that Joey is a racer. What do we say? A motorcycle racer? Motocross? Motocross racer. And during the break, you said you started riding motorcycles when you were 6.
Yes, sir.
So let me tell you, when my son Alex was little, I used to take him. Do you ever know of the Safety Village down at Lowry Park in Tampa? Have you ever heard of this? It was maybe it was a 1-acre piece of land, and it was this tiny village with these little tiny McDonald's, little tiny stores, little tiny streets, but working stoplights. And the whole idea was for children to be on bicycles and learn, traffic rules. And so I can remember the day, because I used to take my son down there all the time. I can remember the day he didn't need me to hold on to the seat anymore. I just let go, and I felt like, oh man, he doesn't need me anymore. So how did you do this, Matt? When Joey was on a motorcycle before a bicycle, how did you hold on to the back of the seat?
You didn't. You threw him on there and said.
So you balanced right away?
No.
Oh no.
No.
I'm surprised I didn't get hurt sooner.
So do you remember your mindset? I mean, do you remember thinking, I don't want a bicycle, I want a motorcycle?
Well, I saw my older brothers, and and then they came to my dad and said, we'll teach him how to ride and everything. So they got me a bike, and I would hop on it, and every 10 feet I would fall, and they would just pick me up and just kept doing it, and so I did get that balance factor all factored in.
Okay, now when somebody learns to ride a bicycle for the first time and they go the long distance, the first long distance they go, they usually fall. But by that time they've picked up some speed. Did that happen to you?
Oh yeah, It happened even after I learned how to ride a bike.
But you had a lot more speed than a bicycle would have.
Yes, sir.
So how did you protect yourself?
You got your helmet, you got your gear, you got everything that can, help you as much as you can. But sometimes you just have to hit the ground 7 times, get up 8.
So let me ask, this is a philosophical question. Do you apply that in other areas of your life? That sounds like an inner thing more than a motorcycle thing. I mean, do you apply that to academics and to other things in your life? Like you just don't mind if you fail a lot because you're going to get it eventually?
I face, when I was walking, I had different obstacles than what I do now. And
absolutely, yeah.
And it's just how you handle them obstacles. It's, a lot of my situation now is kind of like looking at a puzzle, and how can you solve this puzzle? And that's the way I kind of look at things. So I just kind of sit back in a situation, I look at it, and I'm like, okay, well, let me try this, and then if it doesn't work, there's a different solution. So that's how I kind of look at everything in life. Just gotta take it step by step.
And does the answer come to you almost as if, like, when you're not even thinking about it, like God whispers, "Here's the answer"? Do you get those moments?
Yeah, and it's just kind of like it just happens so simple, and it's just like, wow, that was easy. And it's kind of like when it's so easy, you're kind of like there's a catch to it, and but sometimes there's not.
But sometimes I gave you for instance, Larry. Mom goes grocery shopping,
right?
And so she backs up. She went grocery shopping. She loaded up the car. I like to, when she gets home, to take everything out of the car.
Right. Okay.
And with Joey in the chair, he could put a couple little things on his lap and roll into the house. Well, one day he thought outside the box. He took the laundry basket. Put the laundry basket in his lap.
That makes sense.
Now he can fill that laundry basket.
One of those simple ideas nobody thought of, right?
And I'm thinking, that's pretty smart. There's always thinks of ways to accomplish whatever the task is.
Right. So falling on the motorcycle is just one example of how your brain works. It sounds like to me. So are you the same way? Do you ever have this with you, Matt? Let's say you're working on a car. It's not all textbook. I mean, there's got to be some times where you have to figure out something that nobody's ever explained to you before.
All the time. Every day. That's, I tell my guys, you can go, the tool guys, all the the Snap on, the Mac, the Mac, all the tool guys, they come to this shop every week and they try to sell you these tools. And I try to tell my guys all the time, the best tool that you can possibly have is between your ears.
Good point, yeah.
Because, I've seen guys work on something on Monday on this particular problem and then have that same problem on Thursday, and they can't remember what they did on Monday. I have this ability to remember.
That would be me. I would be the worst mechanic. If I ever tried to fool you, hey, I just need a job, I can do this, you would find out right away that I could.
Yeah, well, and not just you, Larry. I mean, I have guys that have been working in our industry for years, and they come to work for me at 8 o'clock in the morning. They're gone by 10 o'clock in the morning because there's no sense in me. There's just no sense.
Do you know what's hard? Just to put it in my perspective for a second. When things were physical, before they were all computer, I could almost picture it, like if a tape recorder broke down, I could almost picture there's a wheel inside or something, and you could take it apart and look at it. Now, I don't even know what I'm looking at. Dan has this. Dan can do this. He can look at the internal, whatever you call it, the motherboard or whatever, and say, oh, there's something wrong. I have a clue, but you've got to know both because cars are both mechanical and computer.
Yeah. It's and I was blessed. I look at it as being blessed that in 1981 and a half is when the cars started coming out with onboard computers, especially all the American cars.
What year?
1980 and a half.
Really? Wow.
And when I got into this business, I happened to work at a place with a bunch of old guys. These guys were older guys.
Okay, so they knew mechanics.
And they knew mechanics, and they didn't want to know technical stuff. They didn't want to work on computer systems. They wanted to work on cars with distributors and not work on cars without distributors.
Right.
Well, I was the young guy. I was 17 years old. I was young.
Wow,
I was full of life and energy, and they're like, just give it to him. And so right off the bat, here I'm getting flooded with all this stuff, this technical stuff. And I just clicked with it. Not everybody clicks with it, but I did.
Thank goodness you did.
And it served me well.
Is it true with motorcycles as well? Do they have computers in them too?
Oh, the technology on motorcycles is going crazy. It's bicycles. I had to get Joey's racer ready for this event that's coming up. So, and there's a local bike shop here in town called Top Gear that really supports him in a lot of the things that he does. Right. They're awesome people over there. Top Gear, over on Magnolia on Top Gear. So if you're into bicycles, they're a great company to work with. But I was sitting over there in their shop, and he pulled the seat off a bicycle, and there's wires inside.
The bicycle.
There's this wire coming out of the seat post.
Really?
And I said, "What's the wire doing on a bicycle?"
Yeah.
He said, "That's for the battery." I said, "Why does the bicycle need a battery?" It's electronic shift.
No way.
Yeah, it's electronic shifted. It electronically shifts the gears.
So this brings up a question. You know the thing, the Segway that they ride on? Mm-hmm. That stays up because it has some kind of a gyroscope in it or something, right?
I guess.
Do they have them in motorcycles so that they won't fall down?
No. You fall down pretty hard. No.
Well, they need to put one in there.
Yeah, but then
if they're going to make self-driving cars that won't crash, they need to make self-balancing motorcycles.
It takes away from the sport.
Well, I know, but then
it might be safer, but
But can you imagine a self-balancing motorcycle?
They have the Segway that goes up and down stairs now. Have you seen one?
No.
Oh yeah, look it up. Not right now because we're on a show, but after a show, they have a Segway that actually climbs stairs.
Wow. Are you able to with the wheelchair? Are you able to? Is the wheelchair electric at all?
No. Not mine. No. It's too slow. It's electric.
Well, and when you said earlier that if you're still in the wheelchair or if you're not, that I love that because every day we read stories about medical technology and gosh, what was the thing? We got this thing from the CEP that there's a new company in town doing the 3D printing.
Oh.
So we haven't done 3D. Have you done 3D printing for any part?
No.
For a tool? Can you imagine that? You need a tool just to print it up. It'd be a physical tool.
I know someone that is an amputee with his hand, and he uses it. He printed out like a hand that he can use to pick up things and everything like that with 3D printing.
And it actually works?
Mm-hmm. It does.
How do you know him?
I saw it on some type of social media or some sort.
Okay. Well, that's the next thing is they're going to have some kind of a stem cell thing where they'll be able to fix whatever was damaged in your accident. I hope. I mean, wouldn't that be a beautiful thing?
I was talking to one of the big guys in motocross. He owns a big team, the biggest team,
right?
The Monster Energy Kawasaki team. His name is Mitch Payton. And back in 1975, he was paralyzed running the Baja 1000 out in the desert. And we were talking to him at Daytona Supercross one year, and he said, since I've been paralyzed in 1975. I've been hearing since 1975 in 5 more years.
Oh, okay.
In 5 more years.
So my optimism may be false.
I look at it like this. There's certain things, and me and Dan were actually talking about this before the show. We were talking about why man has created all this stuff, but it can't recreate blood.
Right.
And it can't recreate what blood does.
Right.
And there are certain things I think that I don't know if we'll ever know or have the technology to do. There's certain things that are just, I think that it's good that it's left to God. It's just His. That is
ultimately His. That's always going to be the way it is.
I hope there's some. I don't ever want to think that we become gods.
No, but I do think God wants us to figure out things.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, we wouldn't be figuring out things.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree with you 100%.
Well, this has been a treat. Joey, nice to meet you in person. Good luck in everything you do.
Thank you. I appreciate having me.
You've inherited all the good stuff from both parents, huh?
So. Yep. I got some bad stuff here and there, though.
Oh, do you? All right. Don't tell your dad about them. Yeah, that's my rule. Never tell dad about the bad stuff. Hold on, I'm trying to get this thing going. You like your dad's song? Have you heard it? Have you heard this song? Where is it? There it is.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, the person singing it is pretty awesome too.
Who is it?
His name's John Green.
Okay.
Yeah, if any companies out there want a song for your company, let me know. Seriously.
There you go. Oh, gosh, we got to go. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Joey. We'll be right back.
Greece is back in business, agreeing to a bailout plan, but new loans will mean severe new spending cuts.
Some people in Greece are angry.
Germany was to enforce German discipline and austerity measures that will